Hi everybody, Jonathan Latham with you here at ThirdMonkey, and hey, so we're done. At least for now, I'm kind of done fiddling with the ThirdMonkey mask for the moment, and so yeah, I just want to talk to you a little bit about it, kind of do a review. Some of the successes, some of the failures, and let you know what worked, what didn't work, and yeah. Anyways, so I always like to try to be grateful, try to be appreciative, and thank people who over the years have inspired me, helped me, pointed me in the right direction. Made an effort to answer questions that I have. There's several people that I've contacted that have taken the time to get back to me, and I appreciate all of them. Whether I was able to personally thank them or ever carry out the things that I was asking them about, it was always very nice to get that feedback and hear from people who were busy people and maybe didn't have time to respond to a young kid, but they did. One of those people who was a hero to me early on because I simply loved Halloween latex mask was Don Post in Don Post Studios. And you know, I used to have a lot of his masks. Unfortunately, over the years, I sold them because you know I needed the money for something else. And the masks, even though they were special to me, were not as important at the time as the money that I had invested into them. And so, you know, as a young adult, as a young teenager, I actually wrote Don Post, actually typed the letter out. That was pretty ambitious, and asked him a series of questions. You know, why does latex deteriorate for me? How do you make a cast and eliminate seam lines? All of these things you can find answers to online now and YouTube videos. Just look any of these up and you'll find a whole host of answers. But you know, when I was typing this letter, those things weren't accessible online. Yeah, so you know, I can't get over it to this day. Don Post, whether he personally typed out this letter, he probably didn't. His customer service person, Kara, probably did, but he wrote me back, and he took the time to answer my questions one by one, and to you know, be honest and real about it, and he signed it. And it's something I'm forever grateful for. You know, he's passed on now, and yeah. I even asked to come to his facility, and I never made it. I never made it to get to go, but they said that they'd be glad to give me a tour of the facility if I ever got there, and to give them a call when I arrived to schedule a time. So that's just one of my heroes and inspirations over the years as a builder, a maker, a sculptor, puppet maker, a mask maker, all of those things. So, you know, I had a lot of what I would consider success in making this mask. The ThirdMonkey mask, I never officially came up with a name for him, But, you know, it was inspired off some artwork from an undone movie. I believe it's called Monkey Wars out of Australia. Once again, if you did the artwork or you know who did the artwork, please let me know. I'd love to give them credit. I cannot find that information. I found the images online. Don't know who did it. So, just to recap real quick, we took some unconventional things that I had around the house, right? I bought very little product. One of them was, you know, just one thing of mold builder latex. I didn't even use half of it. It was scrap foam, open cell foam that I had laying around from puppet work. And I call it an additive process where, you know, I cut and sculpt and piece foam together over a body cast of myself, which is currently in the back over there with another mask on it that I'm going to try to complete, of a vampire head that I poured years ago. And then just layers of foam, layers of latex, sometimes gluing stuff on with hot glue, and then putting on hair, some eyes I did not make that I repurposed off of a stuffed animal, and some eyelids that I wanted to have blink, and that just didn't happen. You know, I'm in favor of trying 1,000 times. I think Edison tried 1,000 different filaments in his light bulb before he found one that worked. And I have kind of the same disposition to trying things over and over again. But in this case, it was a case of poor planning on my part, right? So instead of, from the beginning, having what in the engineering sector of life you would call a specification, right? Or in this case, a build list or a punch list of things that you want the mask to do, right? I didn't write that down. And when I started, I just wanted to do a simple mask, right? And document that process. And then as I got into it, you know, I wanted the mouth to move. I wanted the eyes to blink, all of those things. But in building it, I didn't prepare for that, right? So I didn't do an understructure that would allow for the eyes to blink. There's not enough room in this mask behind what is fit to my face mask. There's not enough space there to fit something in to make the eyes blink. Now, you know, I started with a simple little mechanism made out of coat hanger. Coat hangers are your friend, which I was going to put the eyes on and then have it pivot to make the eyes blink. The coat hanger in this case was just way too much and just wouldn't fit in between the mask and my face. So I tried several versions of that. None of that worked. I did go out and buy some really thin gauge wire at a local hobby store. You know, it was just 039 music wire, very fine gauge wire. Cost me $1.99 for, you know, several pieces. You know, it's a very, very thin gauge wire. I bought some tubing, some hollow tubing, aluminum tubing that wire will fit in. I was going to use that as a pivot point to make the eyes blink. And after several attempts to get that to happen, and it not happening, I abandoned it. Not in frustration, but just out of the reality that it wasn't going to work for this mask. You know, I did several drawings of blinking mechanisms. I've done blinking mechanisms in the past. There's a picture back here of an old, when I say old, I'm talking about probably, I don't know, 30 years ago. A friend of mine, a group of friends, including Adam Pagden, who worked at Puppet Heap for a while in New Jersey, Hoboken, and currently has a place in New York City. We did, for a play in North Carolina, a puppet, a life-size puppet. It was a dragon for a play called The Reluctant Dragon. There's a very young me wearing the pants with suspenders. Yes, I used to have dark jet black hair. This was very much a version of a big bird in the form of a dragon. We used a backpack frame with a hinged piece of metal to support the head. One arm went in the head, one arm worked the hand that had the sword. And in that puppet, there was a blinking mechanism. And here are all the original hand sketches from that. There was also a young man named Travis Riley, who I've lost touch with, a young woman named Jody, who I can't remember her last name, and then Adam and maybe some others. It was for University of Greensboro, and that was a fun time. So, blinking mechanisms really can be very simple, and sometimes are very easy, but it's something you have to plan for. And in this case, obviously, I failed the test, didn't plan for it. So, no blinking mechanism in this one. Lesson learned, and next time I'll prepare differently. I did do some eyelids. They're not exactly what I want. They're not exactly perfect, but they work. And I can see out of this mask when I put it on. I would say all in all, between the latex, which was on sale, I think I got that for about $9. The hair from the scrap closet of National Fiber Technologies, Harry's Closet, that was $30 for the hair. A bottle of rubber cement, a little bit of a latex acrylic paint, and the likes. All in all, probably less than $50 or $40 in total. Hourly wise, time wise, I started this back in October. I was very ambitious and thought, I'm going to finish this for Halloween. Totally unrealistic, which is often the case with things that I do. I think I'm going to get them done quickly. It just doesn't happen, right? So started with a face cast of myself, started building up the foam, cut a gallon milk jug for the jaw structure, used a red clown hat bowler, cut the rim off, used that for the skull cap. Basically built up the foam, layers, latex, foam, layers, latex. Did the paint in multiple layers. Used some hot foam cutting and simple techniques of putting some grooves and texture in. Steve Wang had a great idea of using spray foam and a spiderweb pattern over this. Hey, is
the booties that Nanny has.
The what?
The booties that Nanny has.
The keys.
Yeah.
I can do that. Right now I'm talking to my friends. Can you say hello?
Hello!
This is my daughter, Elizabeth, and she came to ask me for something. Can I get that for you in a little bit when I'm done? I'll get it for you in a little bit. You go back upstairs, or I will not be able to get it for you.
Where did you get it from?
It's in my desk. I'll get it for you.
Thank you.
Get-
show me?
No, guys, I'm doing something.
Yes,
I'll see you in a little bit. Thanks for stopping by.
You're welcome.
Okay.
And the color
Okay. Thank you. See you shortly.
Way down here.
No, you need to go back upstairs. Thanks.
Let's go back.
Okay.
Let's go.
You never know what's going to happen here at the Latham house. Yeah, so for the eyelids, I took some old caps that were for orange juice containers a while back. It was kind of a gimmicky thing. They had the texture of an orange. I used paper towels and liquid latex to form some pieces over here, and then I cut them off and painted them and used those for the eyelids. And so it's a wearable mask. It does have jaw movement. It is something I can see out of. I hope to wear it at a Comic-Con or a convention at some point in time. You know, the ape has a suit on. He carries, what appears to be either a 45 or a 1911, something like that. This is not a real gun. This is an airsoft gun that I painted specifically for this, and it keeps breaking, and I keep repairing it. It's not the best option, but anyways, I thank you for watching. I hope that some portion of this has possibly inspired you to go out and make something. The whole purpose of this video series was to inspire people to build stuff with things that they have around their house. It doesn't have to be anything expensive. It's just a matter of being creative, using what you have to your advantage. And, at some point in time, I'll post a process series of photographs that show from beginning to end. I don't have a time lapse of that, but I'll just post a series of photographs. Maybe I'll animate it so it will look like a time lapse. I thank you for watching. Don't have a lot of viewers, and that's okay, but it's not about that. It's just about the fun of doing it and the love of the process and what I like to do. Listen, I'm Jonathan Latham with ThirdMonkey. I appreciate you and everything that you guys are doing. Listen, go out and make something, okay?